all the time, you know. You have to overcome. But what I see mostly is most people, they're trying to find a baby daddy. Here's what I see in this society. They're going to try to find a baby daddy and stay in their unhealthy reality, but this person will enable their unhealthy. I see it with children. I see the men do that with their mom. The parents that enable the children to stay unhealthy, that it's worse for the child. That's not real love. And I've seen the people who have it made by some good parents. I mean, they got it made in the shade. Those are the ones that end up on the drugs and drinking and in jail and destroying their life. I mean, look at Biden and his son. They just let the ones who have it made, I mean, have the all the doors open, and they choose to go down the dark side and to destroy themselves. And it's like, man, you had it made, man. Why would you do something like that? I've seen it my whole life. I watched it my whole life. The ones who had the perfect opportunity set for them, and this is why I think a lot of these rich people say, I'm not just going to give my children the money as inheritance, because they know that if they don't know how to manage it, they'll just lose it all anyway. They know that. The people who win the lottery, they lose it within a year. 90% of them lose in a year. I mean, nobody wants to be healthy. Healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? They don't want to be. The opportunity's right there. With the internet, it's right there. All they had to do is reach out and grab it. But they would rather have fun. They would rather have distractions. They'd rather be foolish. They'd rather be in a death cult. What happens when the fun becomes monotonous? What happens when the fun is no longer fun? What happens when the foolish talk has made you've destroyed your own mind with all the foolishness? What happens when you can't even think right because you've sowed seeds of foolishness? Your mind is divided. Your mind is confusion. What happens when that culminates? That's probably where some people get I mean, I don't know what causes Alzheimer's. Probably TV. Probably TV. But if you're not using your brain cells to think, and you're just playing video games all day, I mean, it's got to cause Alzheimer's. If you're not using your brain cells and you're just sitting there with a TV blasting and a video game, it's got to cause Alzheimer's. It's got to. Like any muscle, if you don't use it, you lose it. It's got to work that way. It's a fractal. If you don't use your brain cells, you're going to lose them. I'm sure there's a study on that. If you create new connections, if you create new connections in all your brain cells, I mean, all your synapses are clicking. I don't see how you could get Alzheimer's unless it's a medical thing. Because but if you're sitting there in front of a TV, and there's studies that say TV causes Alzheimer's, and you're sitting there just bombarded with the TV all day, or video games, or whatever people do, and you're just bombarding your mind with zombie TV. Actually, it's got a black screen, just like your phone, because it's like a crystal ball. It's witchcraft, really. So you're sitting there bombarding yourself with other people's thoughts, the writers, the actors, the advertisements, and you're not really using logic and you're not using your cognitive abilities to discern you're just being bombarded, it has to cause Alzheimer's. And the CIA, retired people say, don't watch TV, cut it off. They'll tell you, cut off the TV. And just like me, just talking about this stuff, people say, well, you're mean, you're being mean. No, I'm actually your best friend, believe it or not. The world is mean. The world hates you. The world wants you dead. The world wants you stupid. The world wants you in debt. The world wants you in ignorance and blind. Deaf, dumb, and blind. That's what the world wants. They get a kick out of it when you go down and they look at you and you're right here on the ground and they just step on you. They love that. That's the world. And if you rise up above, they persecute you. If you're mediocre and you're just average, status quo, that's what they love you. If you go below them, they step on you. If you rise above them, they persecute you. If you talk about archetypes and types and shadows and antitypes, even the church people start to persecute you. What are you talking about, archetypes? Are you Carl Jung? No, I'm not Carl Jung. You think he created that? He didn't create that word. Archangels, types and shadows, that's been in the Bible since the day it was created. Everything's a type and a shadow. Oh, you must be Carl Jung. No, you're just ignorant. You're the ignorant brethren. You really believe time exists? If Jesus and God's outside of time and you're hid in Christ and God, then time don't exist. Why do you not grasp that concept? Legalistic, sour, onion face. What, not onion, but lemon face. The legalist, every legalist you meet, they look like they just ate a lemon because they're not happy. And you know I'm telling the truth. Just watch. It has to be written in their body because everything's written everywhere. It's a hologram. So the legalists, every time you talk to legalists, it's almost like they just had a lemon. It's a lemon face. They just bit down on a lemon. Because it's written in their body. Look at the witches. All the witches start to get this big bent nose. What's that about? It's real. It's real. Go on to Instagram and watch some of the videos with the witches, the sorcerers. They all look the same. Their face starts to contort into the same type of face. Their nose gets bent. They just start to look just like a witch that you would Google. Seriously, it's written in their body. What are you talking about? No, it's the truth. I meditated on this for a long time. I paid attention. They all start looking the same because it's written everywhere.